Right now, though, let's get down to business. We begin with 1-minute opening remarks from each of our candidates. The order was determined by a drawing. We begin with Democrat Stephen Costantino. He's been a state representative since 1994 and chairman of the House Finance Committee since 2004. He is a manager at his family's restaurant business. Mr. Costantino lives in the Federal Hill neighborhood. Mr. Costantino, your opening remarks.
Good evening, and thank you to WPRI and Fox. Providence is facing tough times. Thousands are without jobs. 1.5 million of square feet lies empty and vacant. There's a $50 million deficit, and large holes plague our streets. Yes, the present picture is dim, but we can turn this into a positive picture. People are open. They're willing to sacrifice. They have sacrificed to do things better. We have done it in my own family's business, Vendor Ravioli, growing from 4 employees to 100, and it was not easy. Yet, in a year that most thought nothing could happen, we lowered the income taxes to attract businesses to our city. We led the passage of pension reform, and we created jobs for Capco Steel and Nixon Broadway. Yes, in tough times, there is opportunity. I ask for your vote to lead Providence, and I'm ready to take charge, recognize opportunities, and make certain they do not pass us by.
Thank you. Now, Democrat Angel Tavares. He's a former housing court judge appointed by Mayor David Cicilline. He is currently an attorney at Tavares Law, where he specializes in voter rights cases. Mr. Tavares grew up on the south side of Providence and now lives in Mount Pleasant. Mr. Tavares.
Thank you, Karen, and thank you all for being here tonight and everyone for watching at home. I was raised by my mother who worked factory jobs to support her children. I went from Head Start to Harvard through the Providence Public Schools and went on to Georgetown Law. As a lawyer and housing court judge, I've seen the struggle that residents are facing today. We have too many people who can't find jobs and can't support their families. More than half of our children are not doing math or reading at grade level. We have a massive unfunded pension liability that has exploded while my opponents have been in office. It's time for new leadership to move our city forward. That's why I'm running for mayor of Providence. I have a plan to create jobs and to improve our schools. But to do it, we need a new voice. We cannot afford career politicians who got us where we are today. We need new leadership to move Providence forward. Thank you.
Thank you. Democrat John Lombardi has been a Providence City Councilor for Ward 13 since 1984. He was president of the City Council from 1999 to 2006 and acting mayor of the city for 4 months when Mayor Vincent Cianci stepped down in the wake of Operation Plunderdome. Mr. Lombardi is an attorney and a resident of the Federal Hill neighborhood.
Thank you. Thank you for having us this evening. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is John Lombardi, and I am running for mayor of the city of Providence. Now we have the opportunity to bring this city together to solve our problems and work towards a new beginning, and I have programs ready with the solutions. Why am I running for mayor? I'm running for mayor to make sure that every child receives the best possible education we can offer, to ensure that each and every citizen of Providence has a good and decent home to live in and raise a family, to ensure there are job opportunities, to create an economic climate that will burden no one and will enrich everyone. It will be my honor to continue my lifelong vocation of public service, and together we will fix Providence. Thank you.
Thank you. Now, Independent Jonathan Scott. Previously, he was a candidate for Congress in Rhode Island's 1st District in 2006 and 2008. Mr. Scott is the president of a political consulting and public relations company. He lives on the east side of Providence.
Ladies and gentlemen, Providence is broken. The schools are failing both structurally and organizationally. Providence is broken. We have a $1.3 million pension liability. Providence is broken. We have a $50 million deficit next year and $100 million the year after. We have a police department that has had its share of scandal and a chief who has had a vote of no confidence lodged against him in a solid manner. Providence is broken. Providence has been great. Providence was the place where Roger Williams came to birth freedom of religion in this country. Providence was the place where, Mike, still working? No. Providence was the place where we actually funded the Louisiana Purchase. Providence is a place of great history. Providence was a place where we moved rivers and we rebuilt this beautiful theater. Providence can be great again. It'll take new ideas. It will take fresh faces. Business as usual is bad business for Providence, and that's bad business for you. My name's John Scott. I'd appreciate your vote in November.
Thank you. Now, Democrat Chris Young. He's no stranger to elections. He ran for U.S. Senate in 2000, 2006, and 2008, as well as a candidate for the mayor of Providence in 2002 and 2006. He is the director of the National Civil Rights Coalition and an electrical engineer. Mr. Young grew up in South Providence.
My name is Christopher Young. I was orphaned in South Providence at the age of 6 and 10. My mother raised 4 children in South Providence. I went to St. Michael's Bishop McVinney and Classical High School. I have fought throughout my life to defend the issues of those within that inner city community and throughout this state, ending issues of corruption. Election after election, I have brought these issues forward. I want to thank WPRI and the viewers here to listen to these issues that we will bring forward tonight. I want to say, though, that the other candidates may make promises, but their promises will not be kept. They will promise jobs. They will promise to work together. They will promise to move forward. All the Democratic candidates have either worked for the failed or city government or state government before. We can see it all around us, shootings on our streets, the gangs, the police. It's time for a change, and we need new government, not old government under disguise, under another face, two-faced, lying-faced, and every other face you can imagine, but not a real face. And I have the real face in this election.
Thank you. Thank you, gentlemen.